Hello, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Hope you are.
Yes, I'm great. Are you excited about today?
I'm a little bit hard of hearing. Ask me again, please. And speak, if you could speak a little more slowly, that would help.
Sorry, are you excited about today?
I am. I'm very excited. We came all the way from North Carolina to be here. Yes, hell yes, I'm excited about it. I can't wait.
What is your favourite thing about London so far being here?
Well, this is not my first trip to London, but so far on this trip, it's there are thousands of people here. Half of them are women. Half of them are beautiful young women wearing the little crop tops and the low-waisted. And I think just the views I've seen around London are the best thing I've seen so far. We did go to the Winston Churchill Museum. That was nice. We're looking forward to going to the Sherlock Holmes Museum. We took a boat trip up the Thames. London, it's London, man. I mean, you got to do London. London's the place.
So let's talk about Mutilator 2. Obviously, I love a slasher. What can fans expect from the sequel?
More of the same, only better. In a sense, it's a throwback. It's the same style movie as Mutilator, practical effects, which the fans have told me they like better than CGI, and that's what we give them. We kill people in terrible ways and splash a lot of blood around. But there's some humor in this one, a little more humor than in the last one. I think some people get a really good belly laugh out of it.
So I've actually always wanted to ask this question, but obviously you're a writer, director and producer. What would you say is the most challenging role out of all three, and what would you say is the funnest role out of those three? It's a hard one, and it's just always something I've always wanted to ask.
Let me answer that backwards. The worst thing about it is seeking distribution. Producing is good if you can get your hands on the money. Writing is the most liberating, I think, because you control everything. It's in your mind and in your pencil, and you can just make anything happen. The actual directing is very interesting. It's more work because you have deadlines. I mean, it's more work. At the same time, Patrick Dunnigan, who batted cleanup on the editing process, quoted a friend of his from Hollywood. I don't remember the friend's name, but he said 95% of good directing is good casting, and that was really true in this movie. The talent they cast in this crew was unbelievable. They showed up. They were professionals. They came up with their own stuff. They would do things and say lines that were not in the screenplay that were better than what was in the screenplay and were true to what the character would do and say. I just can't say enough. The directing on this thing was a breeze. I just sat back and watched the actors do their thing.
And when it's talking about acting, how did you find the perfect cast for this?
There's a website. It used to be a newspaper. 40 years ago it was a newspaper. Now it's a website called Backstage, I think. And actors put their profiles on there, list them. And as someone making a movie, you list the roles and say a little something about the character. And they submit their profiles, much the way we submit a picture to FrightFest. And you just go down. In Mutilator 1, I called for an open casting call in New York City, rented a small studio. 7 people showed up, hired 2 of them. In this one, I put a notice in Backstage, and I don't know, 300 or 400 people submitted for the roles. And Carl Grasso was one of them. Man, he is great. There have been favorable reviews about the movie and about the talent. And one guy said the talent in this movie is really something. They named one and said, but that Grasso guy, he steals the show. And he really does.
He was hilarious. I just spoke to him and he was so funny. I was laughing the entire way. And then also, just to sum up this film in 3 words, how would you sum up this film in 3 words?
Don't miss it.
And then lastly, what can we expect from you in the future?
It's hard to say. I just answered a similar question. I'm trying to get the rights to a screenplay I co-wrote with an Oscar-winning writer 30 years ago. I'm trying to track them down. Susan Clark, Canadian actress, has 2/3 of the rights, and I'm having trouble finding her. I've got people looking. That movie, the screenplay is called The War Chief. It's set against the background of Pop Warner and Jim Thorpe and a really good football team at a little high school. I can't think the name, near Gettysburg. There was an Indian school, an Indian training school our government set up for the Indians around the turn of the century. But really, it's a story of the way the red man was mistreated in our country. And I'd really like to make that one.
Oh, amazing. It's been so lovely speaking to you. Thank you so much for your time. And have a great time today.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure. See you.
Good to meet you.